October 7th. We're playing the Dallas Cowboys in Baltimore. And I've studied all week. I've studied all week for this one moment. And I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And I'm looking at Tony Romo, and I'm watching him drop back. And I'm saying to myself, drop and just pick up your hands and just pick it. Pick means interception. Right? And I'm saying, just catch it. Just pick your hands up and catch it, Lou. You done saw this play all week. Fourth quarter, big drive, Baltimore going crazy. And in the midst of it, the play happens, Romo drops, and I'm sitting there, and in my head, I promise you, I went through every thought. Catch it, knock it down, don't put your hands up. And the moment I hesitated, for a moment, and by the time I put my hand up, my hand started to come down. And I felt the sound. I heard a sound that I have never heard in my entire life. And my tricep popped from the bone. And as soon as I hit it, I knew something was wrong. And I said, I cannot believe this. I said, I cannot believe this. Because I know now, this 17 years of me playing. So I know that this is my last ride. This is my last one. My tricep made 9 surgeries. I had 9 surgeries throughout my 17-year career. But I'm sitting there, and when I pop it, the moment I popped it, I said, now you got a choice. And I'm sitting out there with it pop, and all of my players looking at me, and they're like, you all right, Lou? And I'm like, I'm good, let's go. But I know I ain't good. And I know something's functionally not right. Something's wrong, because I can feel a burn. And 3 more plays after, 5 more plays after, 7 more plays after, 8 more plays after, I'm still out there fighting with my team, because it's the 4th quarter. And you can't leave the battlefield. You can only leave the battlefield for injury, not pain. 15th play come up, a young running back come through the hole. I'm realizing that if I don't sacrifice my body and throw it in the middle of him, he probably scores. We lose. But I got one arm. So I just threw my body and just rolled with him. And he got up talking, yeah, you got to come on, you got to come on. And I'm like, I'm going out. And I went to the sideline, and my doctor walked up, Dr. Curl walked up, and she said, what's wrong? I said, Doc, it's my arm. She grabbed the back of my arm, and she touched right at the bottom of my tricep. And she could actually push through to where you can see her hand coming through on the other side, because it had snapped from the bone. And I'm sitting there, and she's like, why are you smiling? I say, Doc, it's just an arm. She was like, yeah, Ray, but I got some bad news. I say, Doc, what's that? She said, you just popped your tricep from the bone. I said, I just popped it from the bone. She said, it's gone. She's crying. I'm like, Doc, why you crying? She's like, I never wanted to see your career end like this. And I'm saying, career end like this? She said, because nobody has ever came back from this. Nobody has ever came back from a tricep injury, Ray. We was 4-1 at the time. So we was a quarter way through the season. And I'm sitting there, and she keeps moving it, she keeps moving it. And I started smiling again. She said, what you smiling for? Because I said, man believes in the possible. God believes in the impossible. I said, all I need you to do is meet me in the office in the morning and give me my papers. Papers mean MRI. After I went and got it, right, valid, to say, yeah, your tricep is torn. So she hands me the papers. I called a friend of mine. I said, man, I need your plane, man. I gotta go right now. I flew down to my college doctor, Dr. Uribe, and I got there. And I'll never forget, as soon as I walked in the door, he said, Ray, don't do what I think you're about to do. He said, don't do it, because it's the greatest risk you ever take in your life. I said, Doc, I ain't got no other choice. At this point in my career, I promised myself, when I came into this game, if I was gonna leave it, I would rather die on the field.
My last match in WWE, I'll share this with you guys too, is that I wrestled John Cena, and I went in, and I think it was 2013. So I wrestled with John Cena. We had 45 minutes planned for the match. It's nonstop go, right? So your conditioning is tested. There's no cut. There's no, all right, well, let's pick it back up tomorrow. You know, it's go time. It's just like you guys in a game. At the 15-minute mark, bang! I feel something pop. I'm like, boom! What the fuck? I'm laying there, and both of us are out. I said, oh, fuck, something's going on. And I stick my hand, now there's 85,000 people, right? And we're just laid out like this. I kind of roll over, I stick my hand down in my trunks just to see, I want to make sure that there was no bone sticking out. So if there's no bone sticking out, what the fuck? Something just happened. Referee comes over and he's like, Rock, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm all right. I said, fuck. I get up, I go to step, and I can't step. I can't do this. I have to use my leg like momentum. I gotta do that. So now in that moment, and you guys are gonna have these moments, you probably already had them already, where you're in the game and you're in the thick of things, and you got to make a decision. What I got to do? I'm going to stay in the game. I committed to the team. I committed to my team, the whole entire roster, right? Bang. This happens, and now I realize I can't move my leg. And I got 30 minutes left of this match. And it's not just like fucking around. I mean, these are like, we got to put on a show. There's a lot of big flying and suplexes and all that. So I could tell the ref says, are you okay? And I have one moment. In this moment, it was a defining moment. I could either tell him, no, I'm done. He'd give the signal, match is over. Or, let's keep going. Thinking, man, what happens if I'm gonna lose my leg or some shit like this, if I've just done something to my artery? Final move of the match is his big finishing move. And I remember thinking to myself, God, please don't let this be too bad. Just take care of me. Take care of me. Bang! I feel boom! Now I don't know what the fuck just happened. Now luckily the match is over. He pins me, 1, 2, 3. Comes in the back, I get to the back, I can't move. Now I'm getting a little nervous. Get on a jet, rushed home to my doctor's down in Florida, and get an MRI, find out that I have completely torn my adductor, the top of my adductor and my top of my quad off my pelvis.
My legs were broken. I'm sitting thinking, how the fuck now there's no walk week, I can't heal. So my idea was this. I got to my dive cage where we had duct tape. So I put my black sock on about 4 o'clock in the morning, put a black sock on, and what I did was I got duct tape. So you know, whenever you move your ankle, it causes your shin to hurt if you have any issue up here. So what I did was I casted with duct tape. So I put the duct tape over the sock, and so the sock kind of protected it to give it a little cushion. I duct. tight as I could. And right here at the pivot point, it created a huge pressure ulcer because your ankle still wants to move. So that tape would just dig in there. So I did that every single day because my stress fractures were just killing me. So I ran pretty much for the first 45 minutes, the most excruciating pain of my life.
God.
And so, but basically after 45 minutes, my legs would go numb. And when they go numb, you don't feel this shit anymore. So I went through buds like this. People say, why did you do that? It's either that or not become a Navy SEAL.
In this fucking moment where the odds are against you, people are watching, your team's depending on you, you either say, I'm done, or this shit, whatever the fuck is going on, it's temporary, and it may fuck me up at some point down the road. But I'm not going to let this opportunity go by without giving it my all.